Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place.
Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. It is Sophie the Doll, and today we're talking all things content creator and influencer. I will be dropping gems throughout this whole video, so make sure you stay tuned and do not skip, because these are key and important tips that I wish I knew before I started my influencer journey. But before we start into the video, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below into the comments if this video was helpful. Of course, after you finish watching this video, I do have an Instagram that you guys can follow me at, or just take a look at my page, which is at crondon.curls with 2 S's. I'll put it here on the screen and also down into the description box. I do all things natural hair, so natural hair content, how to care for natural hair, what products to use, hairstyles like this one actually will be uploaded today. So yeah, you guys, if that is something that interests you, then go ahead and tap in with me on Instagram. I also have a clothing boutique, which is at Tapping305. It'll also be here on the screen and down into the description box below. Without further ado, let's get right into the video, guys. Okay, so I do want to mention that I did write down some tips for you guys on what I wanted to mention, because these are very, very important tips that I wish I knew before I started. So let's get right into it. So the first one is find what you want to create content about. So for example, whether that's hair, nails, coffee, shoes, lashes, jewelry, anything that you're passionate about or that you want to create content about, think about it, because that is going to be the main focus on your page, and that is going to be the focus of your content creating journey. For example, me, I knew that I always wanted to create hair content because people used to always ask me so much questions about my hair. So I was like, you know what, why not start a Instagram account about my hair and how I care for it. And yeah, and then now I'm here creating content on Instagram of hairstyles and how to care for my hair, like I mentioned, products that I use. So just find what you want to create content about, because that is going to be the first step into your content creating journey. So the first step is to find what you want to create content about. The second one is recording tools. So this one is a little bit iffy, because when I first started, I used to always look at everybody else and be like, oh man, they have a camera, they have this and they have that, and they have this lighting and they have that lighting and all those jazzy things, you know. So the main important thing is to focus on the essentials. When you're first starting, if you do have the money and budget to get bright lights and bright things and etc., go right ahead and get that. But if you don't have that budget, I'm gonna drop some tips for you. Okay, so number one, I always recorded with my phone. I always had an iPhone, so I was always, you know, able to record with my iPhone. That was something that I've always done. Until now, I still record with my iPhone. Unless I'm doing like a sit down video, then I'll take out the camera. But you can record with your iPhone. When you're recording in any type of environment, you want to make sure that you are in a clean background, that you want to make sure that what's behind you is not going to distract from what you're saying or from what you're creating content about. I also want to mention that if you do not have the budget to get a ring light or a light in general, you want to make sure you're recording during the daytime, of course. And if you can sit by a window that gives you natural lighting, go right ahead and sit by that window, honey, and create that content. Do not let anything, and I mean anything, stop you from creating your content. When I first started creating my content, I will also sit by the window and I will also wait until sunset. For me, sunset was always the best time. It gave my skin the glow that I wanted. It just gave me the look that I was going for. So for me, sunset was always the best. But sometimes sunset may not be the best, because of course, you know, the sun is going down. So if you don't get that take or that shot into that time frame of the sun going down, you have to try again tomorrow. So the sun is at its peak at 12, if I'm not mistaken. So you want to go ahead and start recording your content from 12 or whatever time you have to create your content. Go ahead and start that, because that's very, very important. Another thing I want to mention is, it sounds so like small and like not really like that detailed, but honestly and truthfully, it makes a very big difference. When you're recording on your phone, you clean the front camera and you clean the back camera. Now I would suggest that if you can record the back camera, record with the back camera. Why? Because the back camera always gives off a clearer image, or a clearer, just video compared to the front. But if you must record with the front, what I suggest you do is you go right ahead on your camera. Oh, okay, hold on. You go right ahead on your camera settings, right? And you want to make sure that, okay, so I'm in frame. You want to make sure that you focus. You see that? I just held it down and I focused. I focused the camera to make sure that it's not going to change lighting on me. So now after I focus the camera, you can obviously go down with the lighting, right? Or you can go back up. You see how orange I look? That don't look good. So we're gonna dim that light, you know what I'm saying? So you want to play around with these settings, and also you want to make sure that you're recording on 4K 60, which I am on. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but over here it says 4K 60. So those are some tips that I can suggest you. If you do have an iPad as well and you feel like the iPad quality is not that bad and that you could go with it, go ahead and record with it. I know many people record with their iPads and they find it very essential and very useful. So use what you have and don't compare yourself to others. So if you don't have that budget for that big light, record during the day. If you need to record on your phone, try to use the back camera. And if you are using the back camera, make sure that your lighting and everything is set and you lock your screen. That way the lighting is consistent throughout the whole video. So keep that in mind, okay? Number 3, after you have found what you want to record about, your content about, after you have got your recording tools, now it's time to get into boosting your post. You know what I'm saying? So when I first started on Instagram, I used to always go on Instagram or whatever platform that I would think that would help me the most. At that time it was Instagram, so let's stick to Instagram. I would look at hashtags that other influencers were using. So if I'm doing this particular hairstyle and another influencer that's big on Instagram did the same hairstyle, I'm not going to copy every single hashtag that she used, but you want to use essential hashtags such as hashtag curly hairstyles. This is a curly hairstyle. Hashtag claw clip. This is a claw clip. Hashtag updo. This is an updo. You know, if you're recording about nails, hashtag long nails, hashtag press-ons, hashtags French tips. You know, like you want to make sure you're using hashtags that are for your specific post. I cannot post this hair tutorial on Instagram and put hashtag necklace. That has absolutely nothing to do with this post. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you're using hashtags to your niche and you're narrowing it down to make sure that the main focus is on that content that you just created. Because if not, then your hashtags will be everywhere, your likes will be everywhere. Unless it's something that you want, then that's fine. But for me, I find it most beneficial to stay towards my niche. The 4th one I found that was most useful was using trending sounds. So at the time when I started Instagram, they only had IGTV. I don't think they had Reel, because I started Instagram back in 2019. Don't quote me. But yeah, I started Instagram in 2019. So what I would do is I would go on TikTok. I would find songs that I felt that was trending, and I would do my videos to those songs. Believe it or not, it helped me a ton. And the reason why it helped me is because that sound was trending, so it's everywhere. So once you create a video, you know what I'm saying, and you know you use the right hashtags and your content is clear and you have a direct how can I say this, a direct target. So my target audience is like natural hair girls, you know what I'm saying, or girls that like to take care of their hair. That's my target. So you want to make sure that when you are on TikTok and you're finding these songs, you're direct. You make sure you're finding a song that's trending and using the right hashtags. That is going to help you a ton. Now for Instagram, I can't really say to use trending songs on Instagram, because honestly and truthfully to this day I still find songs on TikTok that are trending and I just import it into the video that I'm creating. So make sure you're using trending songs, trending hashtags, you know. And on TikTok, I did find that using 1 to 2 hashtags that's not directed towards your niche is okay. Now on Instagram, I suggest you just target your niche. But on TikTok, if they have like a hashtag Doritos that's trending, you can use it to get your video more views and more likes. But I'm not saying to do that for every single video, but you can do that. Only on TikTok, not on Instagram. TikTok. Okay, so number 5 was making sure your camera lens is clear, making sure to clean the lenses. That is something that I mentioned to you guys earlier in this video. How I like to clean my lens is just taking the bottom of my shirt, wiping off the top of my camera and then the back of my camera, or you can go ahead and just take a wipe or whatever. This is just going to make sure that the content you just created is not going to waste. Imagine you just got into your environment that you're recording, and you're just recording a bomb video, and you look at the footage, it's blurry. You can't post that. I wouldn't post that personally, because that's not really a clear video. You want to make sure that your videos are clear so that people can see what you're doing, people can be interactive with what you're doing. That's super important. So make sure you're cleaning off your lens, even your camera. If you're using a camera, clean that lens, honey. If you're using an iPad, clean that lens. In general, just clean your utensils or your tools that you're using to record to keep that clear shot. Okay. Number six is also a tip that I've mentioned before, which is making sure you're recording in good lighting so that people can see what you're showing and be engaged with your video. And then I also put, I know personally I wouldn't be able to watch a video that is blurry. I don't know about you guys, but like I mentioned, for me, I wouldn't post a blurry video. When I see a blurry video on my feed, I automatically scroll. For some reason, it just do something to my eyes, and I just don't like it at all. Like, listen, like, it's just, so you want to make sure that you're doing a clear shot. Now we're gonna get into editing. Okay, so editing. Now there's so many tips on how to edit. You can go on TikTok to see how to edit your videos. You can go on TikTok to see which apps you can edit your videos on. Of course, if you have an iPhone, everyone uses iMovie. If you also are interested in other apps such as CapCut. CapCut is a new app that I've seen that everyone has been using, especially all the content creators. They have so much effects and animations and text that you can play around with that will be very beneficial for your video. I know that on the laptop there's Final Cut Pro. There are a ton of editing apps. The main focus on your editing will be how you want to target your audience. I know for me on Instagram, I don't really do much editing to my video. I make sure I record in good lighting, that way I don't have to fix the lighting, and I make sure that the background is, you know, nice and clean, that way I don't have to blur out the background. And lastly, for Instagram, I make sure that my texts are bold and people can know what I'm talking about. So let me show you guys really quickly. So I'm loading my Instagram right now so I can show you guys. Okay, so on my Instagram, as you guys can see, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but you guys can see bold, you know, to make sure that it's standing out. Okay, so you want to make sure that when you're recording your content, you want to make sure you're thinking of a title to grasp people. Or if you're talking about a specific product, you know, you want to make sure that you have a hook. For example, let's say that you're doing a lip gloss, you know, like you have your own lip gloss company and you want people to buy your lip gloss. You can show like a NYX lip gloss or like a Beauty Supply lip gloss and be like, I am never going to use a store-bought lip gloss again. You know, that's a hook. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that will help you a lot with your videos, to make sure that people are engaged with your videos and to make people interested in your videos. Okay, so you want to make sure that when you're recording and when you're editing, that your main focus is not so much on animations and not so much on like effects, unless that is the point of your video, is to show like different effects and etc. That's perfectly fine. But if you're showing a product, you want to make sure that the main focus is on the product and not too much on the editing. Now when it comes to YouTube and etc., they have such great stickers, they have such great sound effects, just like iMovie does, but I prefer CapCut. The transitions, to me, in my opinion, are better. But if you cannot get CapCut where you are, iMovie works perfectly fine. just go ahead and look up on YouTube how to edit on iMovie. Look up on TikTok how to edit on iMovie, and those videos will help you out a ton. And lastly, I want to mention really quickly before I end this first part series of content creating is, don't think about the money or how much money you're going to make. In order for you to start creating content, you need to be passionate about something, because it will show in your videos, it will show in your attitude, it will show just in general. When you're passionate about something, everything else will come into place and fall into place. Make sure that you're creating content because you want to, and not because it's a trending topic. Honestly, truthfully speaking, creating content is not that simple. You need to come up with the content, the hashtags, the details of that video. You need to come up with, like for example me, the hairstyle, trying new hairstyles. You know, how much times can someone see you do a claw clip hairstyle? You know, you want to make sure that you're recording content that you're truly passionate about, or that you truly want to keep creating content about. That way in the long run you don't get burnt out. I'm not saying that I don't get burnt out because I found what I wanted to create content about, but I am saying that I am happy. Number one, I do my hair every single day. I don't play about that, honey. Before I start the house, going to school, it don't matter. I'm doing my hair. So why not create content around something that I love to do? You know what I'm saying? So make sure you're passionate about it. And in my next video, I will be dropping a part 2 of this. I will be explaining how to get paid from brands, how to reach out to brands, how to create a pitch, and you know, all those good juicy details. So if that is something that you guys want to see, let me know down in the comments below. And if you reached this far into the video, honey, you are a GOAT and I appreciate you. So you might as well go ahead and interact with me in the comments and let me know, was this video helpful for you? And if you are a content creator or aspiring content creator, let me know some tips that you have or that you have heard that works well for, you know, others. Anyways, you guys, it is Sophie the Dot, and I truly appreciate you guys watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well, and I'll definitely see you guys in my next one.